There's kind of a through line from the conversations that we had when he first started talking about things and first started feeling like it was maybe okay to talk about things, to putting pen to paper and starting to write a book.
Something is brewing, and nobody wants to say it out loud. For weeks, whispers have been floating through DC backrooms and MAGA circles about that one secret dinner, the one everyone pretends never happened. But now, the fallout is spiraling. And the streets are buzzing about something far more explosive, an alleged audio recording where Usha Vance supposedly confronted Erika Kirk and reminded her, in no uncertain terms, who really holds power in that household. And if you've been watching this slow burn chaos unfold, you already know. This didn't come out of nowhere. It all started with that viral moment, the one nobody can forget. Erika stepping in close to JD Vance, holding him like they were filming the final scene of a romance drama. Her hands locked around his head, JD leaning into it, and Usha standing there, completely cast aside. The crowd went silent, social media erupted, and suddenly everyone had the same question. What exactly is happening here? But JD didn't calm the fire, he fed it. When he hinted publicly that his wife was being too emotional, everything snapped. Fans saw it. Critics saw it. And Usha? She didn't just see it, she felt it. Public humiliation is one thing. But humiliation in front of the country? That's a different game. Online debates flipped overnight. People stopped saying Erika was chasing clout, and started whispering that she might be chasing something or someone much bigger. And rumor has it, some MAGA insiders are already drawing up their next big move, shaping JD Vance and Erika Kirk into the newest power pair for 2028. But here's the part nobody was prepared for. Usha Vance isn't sitting quietly in the shadows. She's angry. She's calculating. And according to insiders, she's ready to blow the entire thing wide open.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do.
All those fake smiles, whispered alliances, and dinner table deals, she's about to drag them all into the daylight. And if these rumors are true, she might take down more than just her husband's reputation. Now buckle up, because this story is spinning faster than a campaign bus. We're breaking down how this whole disaster started and why it could ruin more than a few careers before it's over. See, folks started noticing something was off long before this. The clues were there. Usha Vance's hair had gone noticeably gray, not over years, but in just 6 months of being second lady. That kind of stress doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Rumor has it JD has been putting her through it. And these latest whispers might be the breaking point. A few days ago, people started buzzing about JD Vance possibly getting way too close to Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. Remember, Charlie passed less than 3 months ago, and now JD was out here hugging Erika like they were starring in a soap opera. The math wasn't mattaying. It all went down at a Turning Point rally where JD was a guest speaker. The way he hugged Erika, it wasn't respectful colleague energy. It was giving something entirely different. You could feel the tension. She held him tight, her hand on the back of his head like she owned him. People online started screaming, "They look way too comfortable." And then Erika grabbed the mic and dropped a line that made jaws hit the floor. She said JD reminded her of Charlie.
Before JD Vance makes his run for president, he will be married to Erika Kirk. And he's going to do this by using Paulina privilege. He is going to either push or somehow convince Usha Vance to file for divorce. And he'll use that to take it to the church to get an annulment, because neither of them were baptized at the time of their marriage. And he will say that he tried to convert her and that it was just too hostile at home. Then his only marriage in the eyes of God will be towards Erika Kirk.
Everyone froze like, did she really just say that out loud? The crowd didn't even know what to do. It was awkward, tone-deaf, and straight-up eerie. Someone joked online, they need to get a room before the next election cycle starts. But honestly, it didn't even feel like a joke anymore. JD Vance could have walked away and saved himself. But no, he made it worse. He dragged his wife into the mess right there on stage, saying his biggest wish was for Usha to convert to Catholicism and fully accept Jesus. Pause. Usha already goes to church with him every Sunday. She's raising their kids Christian. She's been standing by him the entire time. And he still used a public stage to act like she's somehow falling short? Disrespectful doesn't even begin to cover it. You could see it all over her face. That wasn't love, that was humiliation. Especially considering he'd just been hugged up with another woman minutes earlier. Fans were livid. Social media exploded. And Erika wasn't done either. She jumped back on the mic, repeating again how JD reminds her of Charlie. And that's when people lost it completely. The optics were awful. The timing couldn't have been worse. It was like watching a slow-motion car crash you couldn't look away from. Comments flooded the internet instantly. JD Vance divorces wife, marries Charlie Kirk's widow by 2026. MAGA's new couple incoming. This feels like a campaign rollout, not a rally. People were saying the quiet part out loud.
They're trying to replace Usha Vance with Erika Kirk. Because Erika Kirk and JD Vance is their Christian nationalist wet dream. And you won't convince me otherwise. 'Cause what is this? What is this body language? When did we start putting our hands up in the hair of our friends when we hug? Yeah, no, you don't. This is weird.
People online were saying the quiet part out loud, and honestly, the internet was eating it up. Overnight, what was supposed to be a political event turned into a full-on soap opera. The crowd didn't know whether to cheer, cringe, or pray, because that hug, that speech, those glances, they told a story louder than any press release could ever spin. Now everyone's waiting to see what Usha Vance does next. Will she finally break her silence? Or is she about to pull a move that will make both JD Vance and Erika Kirk regret ever testing her peace? Fans online are calling it a soft launch, that slow, sneaky rollout before the real scandal drops. And this one is shaping up to be the MAGA movement's most twisted love triangle rumor yet. Whispers circulating across social media claim JD Vance might be gearing up to divorce Usha, not just out of heartbreak, but for image reasons. Some online commenters speculate that he wants to align with Erika Kirk to craft the perfect grieving couple narrative heading into the 2028 campaign. If that's true, according to these unverified theories, then what we're watching isn't romance at all. It's strategy. A political chess game dressed up as passion. And Usha? She might just be the queen ready to flip the whole board. According to these circulating rumors, the alleged plan is downright diabolical: squeeze every last drop out of Charlie Kirk's legacy, tug on America's conservative heartstrings, and rebrand JD Vance and Erika Kirk as the ultimate power couple to lead the MAGA movement into 2028. Erika as the redeemed widow. JD as the righteous candidate. It's the kind of carefully staged fairy tale only politics could dream up, shiny on the outside, shady underneath. But here's where everything flips. Because if JD and his team thought Usha Vance would sit there smiling while they played chess with her marriage, they may have underestimated her completely.
My wife told me, she asked me for advice. Erika asked me for advice on how she should tell her children that their father had been. She asked my wife how to tell her beautiful kids that their father and my dear, very dear friend is no longer with us.
Rumors online claim they seriously misjudged her. The chatter says she's been clocking every move, every whisper, every smirk, every fake handshake. Usha is not some naive housewife who missed the memo. She's sharp, calculating, and, according to public record, exceptionally accomplished. Let's get one thing straight: Usha Vance isn't just intelligent. She's brilliant. She graduated summa cum laude from Yale, earned a master's from Cambridge, and received her Juris Doctor from Yale Law. Even JD Vance once publicly stated that she is more brilliant than I could ever dream to be. So why, online commenters ask, would anyone, especially strategists in MAGA circles, think she wouldn't see straight through any supposed PR setup? It's insulting. Because here's the truth circulating in political gossip circles: JD Vance's rumored 2028 ambitions aren't just whispers anymore. Online speculation claims donors are talking, private dinners are happening, and consultants are already warming up behind closed doors. But there's a catch, one big enough to shake up everything. According to online political chatter, some believe Usha Vance may not fit the image certain MAGA insiders prefer. She is an Indian-American woman, brown-skinned, brilliant, and Hindu by birth even though she attends church, raises her children Christian, and has supported JD at every step of his political rise. Still, some online communities claim that within certain corners of the movement, she's not fully accepted. And that perception, according to these conversations, could be what some believe would complicate JD's path to securing an easy nomination.
Most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way.
And it's why this next part feels like a setup straight out of a political thriller, because right on cue, in walks Erika Kirk. Perfect timing, perfect optics, perfect narrative. She checks every box for that ultra-conservative fantasy template: white, Christian, soft-spoken yet strong. A patriotic widow who turned her heartbreak into divine purpose. To the MAGA marketing machine, she's the dream woman, grief repackaged as grit. So when Erika started popping up beside JD Vance, all smiles, matching tones, hands clasped like they were posing for a magazine, people knew this wasn't organic. This was staged to perfection, strategic, rehearsed, and way too smooth to be a coincidence. Every speech lined up, every photo op carefully curated. It looked like a rollout, not a romance. As one fan posted bluntly, "I'm just asking questions, but are JD Vance and Erika Kirk having an affair?" That comment lit the fuse, and now it's echoing across TikTok, X, and every cable show that lives for drama. Because let's be real, on one side, you have Usha Vance, a graceful, educated, brown-skinned powerhouse who's handled herself with dignity through all this chaos. On the other side, you have Erika Kirk, the telegenic white conservative darling who fits perfectly into MAGA's preferred image. And that's the problem. This isn't just a love triangle. It's an image war. Usha represents intellect and authenticity. Erika represents nostalgia and marketability. MAGA's decision makers seem to be choosing brand appeal over real character, and it's disturbing to watch. But don't get it twisted. Usha's not bowing out. Not even close. She's been biding her time, watching them line up the cameras. And according to insiders, she's got receipts. People say she's been collecting proof, timing her next move. And when she finally speaks, she might just blow JD's entire facade to pieces. And let's be honest, at this point, it's not even subtle. JD Vance's campaign image needs a picture-perfect white partner if he wants to climb higher in MAGA's hierarchy. And everyone in that inner circle knows it. Sources claim the push for Erika and JD isn't just gossip, it's being encouraged by top-tier donors and conservative strategists who see dollar signs, not morals. And poor Usha, she's reached her breaking point. Who wouldn't? Especially when Erika seems to be enjoying the chaos. She hasn't denied a single rumor, not one. She's been smiling through every headline, posing for every power couple edit, and reposting clips that fuel the fire like it's part of the marketing plan. Now here's the creepy part, this all actually tracks. JD's been acting real different lately. He's been cozying up to megachurch pastors, speaking at evangelical conventions, and publicly using Usha's Hindu roots as part of his political faith journey storyline. It's like he's trying to rewrite his own family history to fit the MAGA script. So maybe, just maybe, this was never about love. Maybe it's about strategy, optics, and who JD thinks America will accept standing beside him when he launches that presidential run. Because remember, when Charlie Kirk passed, most people expected Erika to go quiet for a while, maybe disappear from public life and take time to heal. But oh no, she did the opposite. Within weeks, she was front and center, running Turning Point USA, doing interviews, smiling through magazine spreads, and polishing her new faith-driven widow persona. She became the face of conservative youth politics almost overnight. And you know what? She played the game flawlessly. Her social media following exploded. Her podcast hit the charts. Brands lined up for deals. Big names started calling her the future of American conservatism. She managed to cry on cue, quote scripture, and sell redemption, all while keeping that tragic but resilient image picture perfect. Now she's young, articulate, camera-ready, and linked directly to the sitting vice president. That's a PR jackpot. And you better believe the people behind the curtain see it. Because in MAGA world, looks and loyalty sell faster than truth ever could. Some MAGA strategists aren't even trying to hide it anymore. They've said what others only whisper. Erika Kirk might be the missing piece in JD Vance's image, the polished blonde Christian all-American woman conservative voters imagine when they picture a first lady. And JD? He's been playing right into that fantasy like it's a script written for him. Every move he's made lately screams targeted rebrand, the church-heavy speeches, the staged family photo ops, the not-so-subtle digs at cultural background. It's giving strategy, not sincerity. Remember that painfully awkward moment when JD said his greatest wish was for Usha to convert to Catholicism? It sounded tone-deaf and disrespectful, sure, but politically, it was a calculated move. That single line told the MAGA base everything they wanted to hear: she's different, but I'm with you. It planted the seed. From that moment on, insiders started viewing Usha not as the brilliant, dignified second lady she is, but as a liability that needed to be handled before JD's big campaign run could officially begin. And here's the heartbreaking twist: Usha has been nothing but loyal to both JD and Erika. She was there when Charlie Kirk passed away, standing beside Erika when the world fell apart. Remember that viral photo of Usha hugging Erika at the memorial, letting her sob into her shoulder? That wasn't PR. That was genuine compassion. Usha helped with the most painful parts. She helped Erika deliver the news to the Kirk kids, shielded her from paparazzi, and even managed press statements to protect her privacy. Fast forward a few months, and now the same woman she comforted might be sliding into her husband's life like nothing ever happened. That's betrayal on a whole different level, and fans can feel it too. It's not just about hurt feelings. It's about how quickly people in power rewrite loyalty into strategy. The timing also feels too polished to be coincidence. Turning Point USA's audience is shifting. They want their next it couple, their next photogenic conservative duo to parade across the campaign trail. And if JD really wants to lock in MAGA's future, then Erika Kirk fits the brand like a glove. Say what you want about Turning Point USA, that machine is no joke. It can shape narratives, launch careers, and turn viral moments into political movements. And right now, it's like they're soft launching JD and Erika as their new golden ticket, whether the public's ready or not. Now let's get to the moment everyone has been whispering about, the top-secret MAGA dinner that allegedly turned into a full-on showdown between Usha Vance and Erika Kirk. Because if even half the rumors are true, this wasn't a dinner. It was the explosion that set the whole scandal ablaze. According to insiders, this event was supposed to be private, a hush-hush gathering of MAGA power players, faith leaders, and political strategists to quietly discuss the 2028 election cycle. The vibe was supposed to be calm, classy, under control. But the second JD and Usha walked in, people noticed the tension. They weren't walking side by side. They barely exchanged glances. The air felt icy. And when the seating chart came out, it told the whole story. JD Vance, the vice president, was placed at the head table, of course. But guess who was seated right next to him? Erika Kirk. Not his wife. Not another official. Erika. And don't think that was an accident. Everyone in the room knew exactly what that meant. It was a quiet power play, the kind that speaks volumes without a single word. Meanwhile, Usha was placed 3 tables back, sitting with donors, wives, pastors, and event organizers. Subtle shade at its finest. Still, Usha handled it like a pro. She smiled, chatted politely, acted unbothered. But anyone watching closely could see her jaw tighten. The woman was boiling inside, but still in control. She wasn't about to cause a scene, until she had to. When the dinner started winding down and guests began mingling, that's when it happened. One insider swears Usha waited until JD stepped away for photos, and that's when she made her move. calm, composed, but ready to end the nonsense once and for all. She walked right up to Erika, steady eyes, voice firm, and confronted her. What exactly was said? No one knows for sure. But rumor has it someone nearby recorded the entire exchange. And that recording is allegedly floating around MAGA circles like contraband gold. According to leaks, Usha's voice was sharp but steady. She allegedly told Erika, "You might fool them with your tears, but you won't rewrite my life to fit your campaign." The room reportedly went silent. Even the waiters froze. Witnesses said the air changed, like every buried truth surfaced at once. Erika, trying to keep her image polished, allegedly tried to defuse the moment, saying something like, "Let's stay united, Usha, for Charlie's legacy." But Usha wasn't buying that act for a second. Sources say she fired back. "Don't use Charlie's name to cover your ambition." Boom. The line that made the room freeze. People claim Erika's face went pale, the confidence drained right out of her. She hadn't expected Usha to clap back like that. But it gets even messier. A political aide says when JD returned and realized something happened, he tried smoothing it over. But Usha just gave him a look that could cut glass. No words. No scene. Just one look that said everything. "You did this." From that moment, the story spread like wildfire, whispers of confrontation, betrayal, and a recording that could flip the narrative overnight. The same people who once underestimated Usha Vance are now terrified. Because if that audio exists, and if it leaks, it could destroy more than a marriage. It could end political careers. According to that insider, Usha looked JD dead in the eye and said, "You made your choice. I'll make mine." And from that second on, she's been moving differently, quiet, strategic, powerful. This isn't a woman who vents online. She's a woman who plots. Usha Vance is a Yale-trained lawyer. She knows how to gather evidence, build leverage, and strike when timing is perfect. Word is she's already reaching out to powerful donors and legal contacts, the same ones JD assumed were locked in his corner. Now they're listening to her. Meanwhile, on Erika's side, dead silence. No quotes. No denials. No glossy faith posts. Nothing. And for someone who normally posts Bible verses and perfect widow aesthetic selfies, that silence is loud. It screams damage control. Because if that rumored audio ever goes public, it's curtains for the Erika plus JD show. It won't just wreck their clean image, it'll expose the entire political fantasy MAGA's PR team has been building. Their whole brand is loyalty, purity, Christian unity. And this? This is the opposite of all three. The conservative influencer world is already buzzing. Some insiders claim a wealthy donor is holding the audio, waiting for peak chaos. Others say Usha herself has the file, a strategic checkmate. A political commentator hinted that someone close to the Vances has an ace up her sleeve, and everyone knew exactly who he meant. And the timing couldn't be worse for JD. Every move he makes now is under a microscope. His speech is analyzed. His tone dissected. His family photos look staged. He's trying hard to act normal. But the cracks are showing. If this story hits mainstream media, or if even a snippet of the audio leaks, his entire image could collapse overnight. Erika's public behavior isn't helping. Her PR team keeps dropping vague faith-based posts about standing strong through storms and trusting God's timing. Cute for optics. Terrible for credibility. People see the playbook now: play victim, stay silent, then pivot when the dust settles. But Usha? She doesn't need to post anything. Her silence is the message. She's the type who doesn't clap back online, she builds the case, stacks receipts, and moves only when she's ready to drop the hammer. And when she finally does, it won't be a rant. It'll be a takedown. Because if the rumors are true and that audio exists, this isn't relationship drama. It's a political war, a cold, calculated one fought behind designer smiles and luxury dinner tables. And when the smoke clears, it could expose just how deep the manipulation goes inside MAGA's shiny facade. Because one thing is clear. When Usha Vance decides to move, She's not coming to tell her side. She's coming to end the game. And everyone in JD's camp knows it. Turning Point USA didn't collapse after Charlie Kirk passed, it blew up. Donations skyrocketed. New chapters opened. And JD Vance sought his opportunity. What better way to lock in MAGA loyalty than to link up with its new golden face, Erika Kirk? But here's the truth most won't say. Erika isn't chasing love. She's chasing power. Insiders claim that before the JD saga, she tried cozying up to Donald Trump himself. When that didn't stick, she set her sights on MAGA's next rising star, JD Vance, the man being groomed for 2028. Every embrace, every shared stage, every viral photo, none of it is random. It all looks like a carefully crafted rollout disguised as a love story. But there's one problem. And her name is Usha Vance. Brilliant, composed, unbothered, and finally done playing nice. That dinner confrontation wasn't gossip. It wasn't a meltdown. It was a warning shot. Usha made it clear. She will not let Erika rewrite her life for political fantasy. Now the conservative base is divided. MAGA insiders are panicking. One misstep could bring the entire operation crashing down. Because make no mistake, this isn't about love. This is war in designer heels. And it's just getting started. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts below, because the next chapter in this story is about to blow the roof off the political world. You won't want to miss what comes next.